Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle Age Guys, and we're coming to you once again with another edition of what we've been playing this week. Let's go ahead and get the introductions out of the way. I am the Reverend.
The Theme here.
And I'm Grandma as well.
Seeing how we actually have a lot of games that we want to go ahead and cover, I'm just going to explain what this topic is. If this is your first time here on our channel, we are obviously big game geeks, all right? As Middle Age Guys, playing video games is probably our most favorite hobby in all the world. Unfortunately, as middle-aged guys, we don't always have time to actually go out of our way and enjoy the games that we have. So whenever we do, we usually go ahead and put the games aside, so that we can talk about them, on a weekly basis. None of these are going to be full reviews or anything like that. Just pretty much, hey, look, this is what we played. We played this week. Whether or not it's something a new game to us, or if we're revisiting old favorites, like a lot of my examples will be. And then just our quick thoughts. Okay? So, what are the game counts we're looking at right now, guys? How many we got in front of us? I've got 6, but I can work it into 5.
I got 5.
I have 7.
You have 7? Gray Mouse, you're going first then. Go ahead, sir. Open up.
All right. I'll start with an old classic, one of my favorite games of all times. It's Legend of Zelda for the NES.
Yay!
I definitely put this in the old NES. No emulator, no nothing, just straight original hardware with original. Back in the 80s, we used to call them tapes.
Tapes.
What more needs to be said than that has not already been said? One of the greatest top-down open world games of all times. Catchy overworld music, not so catchy underworld music. Dungeon music kind of gets annoying after a while. Classic. Link, helped. Gotta save Zelda and save the world of Hyrule. Since I played it, I could pretty much play this game with my eyes closed. So the challenge that I have going now is trying to get all the way to Ganon with just a wooden sword. Or without the sword, rather. But you can't beat the game without having a sword. But nonetheless, an old classic.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Theme, you want to go next?
I'll go next.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, I played this game on all the platforms that I have it on. I have it on the 360 digitally because I have no other choice. I have it on the freaking DS. And I have it on the PSP, which is the box I'm about to pull up right now. In freaking Plus.
We mentioned that last week.
It's funny because and that's why I went back to it. I actually played N++ as well. So that's the 2-in-1 here. I remember first playing this game, and you're a ninja, and you're collecting gold, and you're trying to open a door and trying to go through a door, and then you advance and things like that. It has a good multiplayer. It has obstacles. It has bombs. It has missiles. It has guns trying to shoot you. Spikes, whatever. Trampolines that will boost you up to a platform above and you'll crush your head. Things like that are the obstacles that really got me fine-tuned in the game, and jumping real high and jumping off walls and really trying to be precise in order to get out of and go through the door where you need to go next. Play that game on all the platforms that you can get a hold of because they're freaking different. Soundtracks are different. Stages are different. And N++ for the PS4 is just great. Reverend, you're up.
Cool. Awesome. Actually, I am going to bring up again because there's something that we mentioned earlier this week or last week. I mentioned the Flying Dragon, Flying Warriors games for the NES. No, I didn't happen to have the continuation of the series on the Super Nintendo. So that night, actually, after we talked about it, I scoured eBay and I ordered up a cartridge. And Ultimate Fighter showed up in my mailbox earlier this week. So what I did is that I like I am with most of the games that I go ahead and I get off eBay, it went right into the system. Just to make sure that I didn't have to sit there and clean it out and everything like that. Worked straight off the bat. Awesome fighting game, especially for the system, like I said, that they figured out how to make it work for a controller that's really not made for fighting games. All right.
No.
Although they probably could have changed and tweaked the system a little bit more, which they did for the Super Nintendo. The biggest change for this though is that on the first two, pretty much you're pretty much kind of limited to playing one sort of character. On this one, they have like the different fighter types, and then you could actually use all those different types in a versus tournament mode, where you can sit there and choose. Oh, okay, do I want to play a kickboxer, karateka, someone who practices kung fu, a professional wrestler, and other things like that. Definitely a great game. Not a lot of people know about it, and if you're into going ahead and working through like the adventure part of it, it's also pretty in depth, especially if you actually care about like Rick and the other Flying Warriors and other stuff like that. Off the grid for a lot of people, but really, really fun. So that's what I got to say about Flying Warriors. That's the first one I haven't talked about. What do we got next, Gray Mouse?
The next one, going from oldest to more modern. These two games could be it's very classic in my book. I played them for hours and hours. I think each one of them I got about 300 hours on them. It's off the PlayStation. And the game that I'm talking about is Final Fantasy Tactics and Battle Ogre. Or Ogre Battle, rather.
Ogre Battle.
If you're not into, again, before I've already said that I'm really into the RTS type games. Really enjoy these games because it's a lot of jobs that you can. It's very customizable. The storyline's great, and it's just one of those games that I love. And I've always loved the RTS games. This one too. So yeah, I played a little bit of this. It kind of brought back a lot of memories. I mean, like when you have 300 plus hours on these and you're still not completely finished with it, because there's hidden characters, and I think Cloud actually makes an appearance in here, and so does the quote unquote flower girl that we all know makes an appearance on this one as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, PlayStation.
Obviously not important because she doesn't have a name in that game either. Go ahead, Theme. What do you got next, sir?
Of course, everybody that may be watching this channel already knows I'm a wrestling fan. Yeah.
WWF No Mercy.
Look, this game. Gray Mouse can attest to this. When we were in the United States Navy, this was popped in all the time. Being played, create a character, control, graphics for the time, soundtrack, create a wrestler. This was top notch. Yeah. And to some, it's still a pinnacle as far as wrestling games. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Wasn't really into the SmackDown series or SmackDown versus Raw or the WWE 2K series, but this I will pop in every once in a while, and I will have so much freaking fun with it. Storyline, good game all the way around. Reverend, you're up.
I think that was the last one that Aki went ahead and actually developed for the WWE, right?
Well, THQ.
THQ.
Oh, Aki is the developer.
Yeah.
Because they did WCW NWO World Tour versus the World, WrestleMania 2000, and No Mercy for the 64.
Yeah, that was like the last one that they did. I think for the WWF, for WWE. Yeah, WWE/WWF at the time. Okay. Yes. All right. Let me go ahead and let me jump in and bring you two games for the NES that I surprisingly have a lot of fun with, especially considering that most movie adaptations to video games, especially back in the NES days, suck shit, and generally speaking, all right? But these two games right here that I'm going to hold up, I think are actually two of the exceptions to the rule. Oh. You have Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, and Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade. All right. Both of these games are actually really, really good. I was kind of surprised with Indiana Jones when I went ahead and I rented this the first time around. Yeah, it actually plays out. The different stages are set up like the different scenes in the actual movie, and it plays out really, really well. You've got parts where you're traveling through the castle trying to save your dad. Trying to find like the cross of the cross of whatever it is. So yeah, basically they did really well to go ahead and do all the different scenes. And the thing about it is that the way that it's set up is that you actually can choose the order in which you go ahead and you tackle the way through the game. The one thing about this game that I would have to say that really, really is annoying is the fact that it doesn't have a continuation or a save system, all right? So literally it forces you to sit down and play through it in one sitting, all right? When you actually do play through it, the game itself is probably, I don't know, maybe 5-6 hours long, but still that's like 5-6 hours that you've got to dedicate and put aside to just play on one game, right? It's actually... That particular situation is actually worse with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, because this one actually has like 3 or 4 different game styles. There's an exploration mode where it's overhead and then you fight characters and other things. There's a mass party battle mode where if you're being sieged by a whole bunch of soldiers, you've got like all your AI party companions with you, and they're fighting off soldiers. And then there's a duel mode where you're sitting there and you're fighting against one person, like, and you're dueling with whatever weapon you have. This actually plays out like an RPG, an action RPG. You gain experience, you gain levels and everything else. But again, it has no dedicated save system, so you have to sit there and play through the whole fucking thing in one sitting.
Is that game basically loosely around the Robin Hood movie?
Yeah, the Robin Hood movie. The Prince of Thieves, which is the one with Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, yeah.
What's silly, though, is that when you see Robin Hood's face inside this game, he looks like fucking David Hasselhoff.
Oh,
all right, yeah. So it's just kind of funny because I was like, wait a minute here. I just don't know. Aside from that, it's actually a really good game with a lot of varied gameplay and stuff like that. A lot better than what you'd expect out of a movie to video game adaptation. In fact, both these games are a lot better than most movie adaptations for games, especially back in the NES.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great Mouse, keep us rolling, sir.
All right. So, moving up along the history of video games, I guess. The next one is a very good game. It's a niche game, and it's by Xseed. A lot of their games are niche. If you don't like visual novels and happy, Japanese girls that are in like anywhere. Yeah,
with lots of bouncing physics. Yeah, I know.
Pretty much. But anyway, actually, I think the Reverend was one who recommended this to me at one point, or I can't remember if I found it myself. But I think Rev actually mentioned it.
Probably. Go ahead. What is it?
Is Corpse Party, and this one is very sadistic. That's all I gotta say.
No jiggle physics.
You don't need that. This is more of a horror genre. And to be quite honest, with those people that think that Nintendo does not have fucked up games or that not fucked up games, but games that are storyline mature games. They're sadly mistaken. This game is about as mature as you could ever get. What happened is a group of girls, they're going into they're just graduating from elementary school into middle school. And one of their friends is leaving away. So they did this charm. It's Sachiko Ever After. It's a charm. And the charm went wrong, and they get put into the Heavenly Host Elementary School, which is a completely horror story. And the way some of these girls die, and the classmates die is just sometimes you're like, wow, really? To a point where they're splattering bodies against walls. I'm just saying, this is a really messed up game. And if you don't make it out in time before the school day's over, they will be trapped in the Heavenly Host elementary school. And there's several, they're called bad end. And some of the bad endings, it's like you get either a ghost like eats your innards. It really shows it and buried alive, and it's insane. This game's insane. So if you're into something like that, and you don't think Nintendo doesn't have mature games, play this, and this will definitely change your mind. I highly recommend this game.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. What do you got, Theme?
I'm a fighting gamer, as the middle-aged guys know, and this one is one of my most played. Oh, my God. I don't understand how Capcom Rival Schools 3, please, love this, love Project Justice. Good 2-on-2, good fighting game, good system. Yes, it's by Capcom, so especially back then, they did fighting games really well. Please play that. Please play Project Justice. Please. Rival Schools 3, Capcom, please. Rev, you're up.
And Power Stone 3 while we're at it.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And Darkstalkers.
New Darkstalkers, yeah. Okay, I think we'd probably roll on that for a bit. Let's go ahead and continue on, though.
Please.
Okay. Another classic. I've been playing this actually on the SNES Classic Edition, but really poked my head back into this particular one because of the extra content and stuff like that. But Chrono Trigger,
yes,
for the Nintendo DS. Okay, yes. And this is probably the definitive version for the fact that they've got the extra dungeon on this. Had to go ahead and this is sitting in my 3DS XL right now, and it's pretty much giving me a reason to bust it out and start playing things. The thing about these classic games that I'm finding, not only with this but also with the other games that I've brought out, like I said, we're middle-aged guys, and the time that we have is kind of sparse out of the day to go ahead and actually play these things. I think over the past year, I have started up a new save game or a new game on Chrono Trigger on at least 6 different occasions. And I've all gotten to the same spot where you have to sit there and, let's see here, where you're going to save the princess, right? When you first go back in time, when she's, first mistaken for the old Queen Leanne. In history, all right? Mm-hmm. I always get to that particular point right there where it's like, all right, cool, you know what? I'm about like an hour into the game, or an hour and 30 minutes into the game, and then something happens, I got to put it down, and that's where it sits for like fucking months. Okay, and then I come back to it, and I'm like, where the hell was I in the game? Oh yeah, that's right. I was only like an hour and a half in. I might as well just start a new fucking game, and that's pretty much what's been happening. Hopefully this time I can actually play a lot farther through this. At least up until the point I've got to get at least one solid, past game so I can start the new game plus, and then speed through all the different endings on this. But yeah, this is definitely something hopefully that I will be mentioning a lot more as weeks go by. All right, Grey Mouse, what do you got?
So full circle again. So now we're getting up to the modern games. I played this game a lot last week, and I picked it up a couple times this week as well because I'm honing my skills. I'm talking about PlayStation 4, Street Fighter 5.
Oh.
Now that Sagat's in there and a Q, quote-unquote, Q-like characters in there. So I've been definitely playing a lot of this recently. And what's left to say about Street Fighter? It's one of those iconic games from the 80s and still being played by a million today. That says a lot for the franchise. Mm-hmm. All right, then you're up.
That reminds me, I picked this up for the PC
Nice.
because I saw it on sale at Fry's. It was an open box special.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a open box special for. It was only like $23.
Cool.
So I was like, oh hey, why not? Because I've got to get that DLC also for Street Fighter.
Yeah. Look, the middle-aged guys look like they wanted to strangle me when I would say I have not played this game yet. And it not just middle-aged guys, but people that I talk to. You've never played that? You've never played that? You need to play it. Have you played this game? Then you need to play this one. Look,
it's about time.
Finally got around. See, as Gray Mouse said, it's about time. Finally got around to play. Did you like Mario 64? Yep. Did you like Sunshine? Pick it up, play it, buy it. Come on, enjoy it. Shit. I heard that for a long time, and I was like, I need to buckle the hell down and get it and play it. And, well, what do you know? I got it, played it, enjoy it, and I'm still going to be playing it because I haven't beat it yet. Good freaking game.
Yeah, that's definitely a Theory Gray Mouse thing because I'm not the biggest Mario fan out of the group. So, yep. All right. Let's see here. Let me go into something a little bit more off the beaten path. Okay, for the longest time, I swore off of MMOs for the fact that massive multiplayer online RPGs are pretty much a vortex of life and time.
Okay.
Yeah, of which, it's a vortex of life and time, and I've also seen what's happened to people's social lives ever since the Evercrack days. So
Evercrack.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you sit there and you mention something like World of Warcraft or other things like that, it's not something that's like in my wheelhouse. But considering that I'm actually working for the publisher now, this right here, the newest expansion, Battle for Azeroth, all right,
Interesting.
has actually been something that I've been playing on a regular basis over the last week. I'm just a lowly level 17 human ranger. All right. No, I didn't decide to go ahead and use the auto buff to level 110 with my brand new fucking character because guess what? It's like I still have no clue what I'm doing in the game. But I will say that I will say that as far as content goes, from what I've seen, the game is filled to the gills with it. Okay, there's obviously it's something that they wanted people to go ahead and keep on playing for an extended period of time and things like that. And I'm just gonna be honest. If I wasn't actually working at the company, I probably would have never dipped my toe in that. All right. So, but in all things considered, it's like I said, it's not a bad thing, Thankfully, the early levels are pretty, solo friendly. So, by the time I hit like level 20 or level 30, then maybe I'll go ahead and I'll start grouping up with some of the other coworkers over there at the lab. But until then, I'll just be plugging around killing rats because that's what I do. All right. All right, Gray Mouse, what do you got us, sir?
All right, I guess I can put this one here since you've already mentioned it. Another MMO RPG. I've been playing Guild Wars again this week. I pretty much play that every week. I still recommend the game. It's an MMO RPG without a subscription fee, and I think it's free to play right now too. That the vanilla. So, I mean, if you haven't tried it, if you're into something a little more different than WoW or, like you said, EverQuest or ELO, Guild Wars 2 is also an interesting alternative to that. I think the graphics are more realistic. It's not cartoonish, but I've always enjoyed it. They have mounts. Of course, they got a copy from WoW. I mean, come on. And WoW has been like the longest. I think it's the longest lasting game. I mean,
it's pretty much been on top of the genre for the past 15 years. So yeah.
If anything, if you're looking for an alternative, Guild Wars 2 is a good alternative.
Oh,
go ahead,
cool.
Theme.
Awesome. Go on, Theme.
Oh, man. Okay.
Wait. How is that possible?
So now you done messed it up. We can't post this video until after Tuesday. Way to go, Theme. Is that your black privilege?
Listen. Shenmue 1 and 2. Good story. No complaints about those two games except for its quote-unquote history. Look, for anyone that's been paying attention to my videos, my very first video that I actually did a video on camera was about the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter and deciphering all the garbage that was being spread about it by butthurt Xbox fanboys or people that was like on GameSpot and IGN and so on. Shenmue 1 and 2. Get it, play it. That one's on the Xbox One. It's also on Steam, as you saw, it's for the PS4. Love the Shenmue franchise. Love the Shenmue series. Can't wait for part 3.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think it's black privilege, but you know what it is? It's knowing mom and pop shops that are in the hood that don't mind breaking street date.
Hey, I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah, because I know we all been to the same places. All right. Okay. This next game that I'm going to hold up right here, unfortunately, I can't find in those mom and shop places in the hood. And I had to sit there and scour online to go ahead and get a hold of it. And I got really, really lucky. All right. This is Ys Origin.
Whoa.
Nice.
The limited run version, the English limited run version for PS4. Okay. When this initially was released off of the limited run, there's $29.99, and literally the way that limited run does their thing is that they literally only go ahead and they create like maybe 10,000s of each copy, and then they sell it out. They create only enough that they know that they're going to sell, because whatever they have, they want it to sell out, and then they're never going to go ahead and touch it again. You can go out of your way and you can find the Asia version, which has the English subtitles, but this is the full English version right here. And I actually found this online off eBay, and the guy was selling it for $25. All right, all the other listings, they're $60. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, mine. Boom. Done. I'm like, that listing isn't going to stay for the rest of the fucking day. It's mine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been playing it. I played through the version on Steam, where the cool thing about it is that this is a prequel to Ys. This is the original Tower of Ys and everything else, where it has the people coming down from the floating islands to investigate the tower. And, it gives a lot of insight as far as, like, a lot of the old Ys mythology. After like, the third or fourth game, all of the other Ys games, as far as just following Adol's adventures all the way around, the stories get further and further away from the Tower of Ys. This brings it back full circle and, like, explains everything, okay? There's 3 full scenarios to play through. One is a warrior, one is a magician, and then a third playthrough, which unlocks after you actually pass the other 2 playthroughs, as actually one of the demon warriors who are actually working for the bad guy, who's trying to invade and take over the tower. So, yeah, definitely a great game. If you can't get a hold of the limited run version, the Asian version through PlayAsia, not the Japanese version, the Asian version with the English subtitles,
Right.
is still available on PlayAsia for like, I think it's going for like $24, $25 right now.
Nice.
So awesome, right there. All right, Gray Mouse, you're going to close us out, sir.
And just for the people that don't know how to pronounce it, it's ease, not wise.
Yes, ease.
Ease. Just saying. All right, so what a great list of games that we've all played, but I'm going to top it off with one of my favorite. This fella here has been a Nintendo icon ever since his appearance on the Game Boy. Some people call him white, but nah, I consider it clear, see-through. And the person I'm talking about is no other than
Wario.
Wario.
Wario. Wow.
No, but in all seriousness, the Kirby's latest adventure on the Switch, highly recommend it. Especially play this with friends. In fact, I think the theme and I played this on one of our playthroughs, and we had a blast. Although the game is short, but just the fact that you could play with 3 of your other homeboys, and because I mean, sometimes you need your friends in order to get to certain spots in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is definitely a game that you need to pick up, especially if you own the Switch. And of course, you know, the most powerful Nintendo character of all time is none other than Kirby. I mean, can you think of any other more powerful character? So yeah, play it, love it, enjoy it.
A 4-player Kirby. I told you so.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they also have Kirby Battle Royale, which is which is on 3DS. But yeah,
4-player Kirby on the Switch. I told you so.
Yep. Was there another one, Gray Mouse, or is that pretty much that cap to the end, or you got one more?
But I've only not really think that I played it, but I did. I picked it up for about another 30 minutes. I'm still continuing with Octopath. The more I play it, the more I realize that I don't have the time to play it. It's kind of how it goes. And I'm like, yeah, I need to put this down because it's already 3 a.m. and I got to be at work by 6. Yeah, you know, that used to work when I was younger, but now at middle age, you know, I can't drink Monsters to get through the day no more. You know,
we need real gold. That's why.
Yeah, that's pretty.
This here will captivate you, and it's captivate you. What the hell kind of word is that? Jesus, man, how many of these things have I had? Captivate you and bring you in. He said captivate, like I'm going to kill you. Oh my God. Anyway, captivate you, and look at the clock. It's like, it's 8 o'clock. I got plenty of time. And then you look at the clock. It's like, oh my God, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I got to be at work in 3 hours.
That's what Legacy of Kain Defiance did to me.
Yeah. I think all of us have stories like that, but I know exactly what you're talking about because that's pretty much been the story with Chrono Trigger like this whole past fucking year. Well, you know, every time I try to get into it, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But
you know, Reverend, and just say call in sick the next day.
I've not done that ever.
No,
actually, not for a video game.
I need that cash in order to buy more of this shit.
So. Yeah. You know, not for a video game. I've never done that. But, you know, to go ahead and wrap it up, folks, that's pretty much all the games that we've been playing. We'll leave a list of everything in the description below for those who care. Like I said, that's our quick thoughts on these games. No real true reviews or anything like that. But what we really want to know is that if there's something that you've been playing this particular week, you want us to go ahead and check out, ask us whether or not we played, or maybe tell us, hey, look, because we mentioned this particular game, you actually went ahead and you went out of your way, you picked it up, what your thoughts are. We do encourage it. You can go ahead and let us know. Leave us a comment below. Whether or not you like this video or you disliked it, go ahead and mark it either way. You know, we appreciate all the feedback. And if you're really interested in following us with more videos, we do suggest that you subscribe, turn on those notifications, and you'll know whenever we drop out a new video. All right? With all of that, all of our bullshit about what we've been playing this week, what we've been playing this fucking week, because guess what? We can't monetize these fucking videos. Thank you very much, YouTube. So yeah, if I'm gonna close out on a vulgar note, that's what I'm gonna fucking do. All right. We are the middle-aged guys. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And I'm Gray Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming. Credits.
Play these games. Play them.
Get the games.
Play them. Play these games.